Morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. 15th of July, 2025. Hello, everyone. Everybody put in the chat where you're watching from.
And hey, hashtag KMT.
All right, doing hashtag KMT for what today, Alia?
Uh, Today you're gonna win a Kilt's Health hoodie. Kilt's Health hoodie
Okay.
for the hot weather. Maybe we'll make it a T-shirt. A Kilt's Health T-shirt. I want to say after this, I'll have your homework assignment. We have a new video we just posted. I'll put the link in the chat with. It's Dr. Heather Stone's speech from the Boston meetup. I'm every day getting up some of the content, so you have all of the Boston meetup available. You should have it by the end of next week. Everything from the Boston meetup. But there you go. I'm going to put that in the chat right now.
Righty.
And we have darling Barb.
Today we have Barb Harrell, who's going to talk to us a little bit about, I'm assuming, your story of healing. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. QQQ. By the way, before I forget, in the afternoon, we have today Melissa B. from Australia. So don't miss that. Where did Dr. Kills go?
I don't know. He'll be back though. He'll be back.
This is a little bit of a different view from what I usually see. I don't know where he is. All right. So shall we get started?
Let's get started.
Barb, tell us about yourself and where you were and where you are.
Okay, first of all, good morning, everybody. And I am just so honored and excited to be here with all my people. This is how I start my day every morning. And I just feel like KMT is my family. So hi to everybody. I'm not always super active in the chats, but I just appreciate everybody and just look forward to starting my day off this way. So my name is Barb, also known as No Carb Barb. If you can tell, I'm a big Dr. Seuss fan. And I've been carnivore for 14 and a half months. And I came to carnivore to help my autoimmune issues. And okay, full disclosure, I have 3 crazy felines that are in my business and they're not supposed to be. So they will probably participate.
It's all good. It's all good.
So anyway, cats are carnivores. They're good. So again, my name's Barb, and I grew up in Tampa, Florida, and moved to Knoxville, Tennessee to go to college many, many years ago. I've been married 35 years. I have 2 kids, grown, married, and wonderful daughter-in-law and son-in-law, and 3 crazy cats. Last year, I retired from my 30-plus year career in the fuel industry to launch my own health and wellness coaching business. And so that's kind of where I am. A little bit about my story, kind of probably started when I was very young, had lots of ear infections, antibiotics, gut issues way back when. But I really thought I was pretty healthy. I ate the standard American diet, which was simply atrocious diet. Lots of low fat, skim milk, nasty stuff. And I struggled with my weight a little bit, especially as a teenager. And then, growing up back in the 70s and 80s, it was all about how thin can you be, not how healthy can you be. And so fast forward up into my early 30s, started breaking out in psoriasis. And that was pretty gross. It was all over my scalp and it snowed and, all over my shoulders. My kids called it the cooties. And, I tried all the stuff and the shampoos and the creams, and I just wasn't as happy as the people in the Head and Shoulders commercials. That didn't work for me. So I just kept rolling with it. And then a couple years after that, I started having issues with my foot. It was swelling, had it x-rayed. There was an old stress fracture. So my chiropractor put me in a boot, and the boot didn't help. And I said, this boot is too big. Please take it off. I think, it's causing my foot to swell. And they took the boot off and my foot continued to swell. And so then they sent me to a podiatrist and did all the tests and ended up at the rheumatologist several months later. And by that time, not only was my foot swollen, my hands were swollen, my knees were swollen. I was crawling up the steps in my house, and they immediately diagnosed me with psoriatic arthritis, which I had never heard of before, didn't know what it was. And he said, well, I'm going to give you this injection. I'm like, cool, anything to get me better. And so I started taking the injection, came back in a couple of weeks, and I'm like, man, I feel great. This is awesome. And he said, do you know you're still swollen? And I was like, well, I feel so much better. He said, yeah, this medicine's not working. We need to add something else. So then they put me on a wonderful drug called methotrexate, which is the only drug up until that point that I'd ever seen that had a possible side effect of death. And that probably should have given me a clue, but I had young kids and I was like, okay, let's do it. So then I just spent years of all of the nasty biologics and maximum dose of methotrexate eventually, years of prednisone. And then I ended up having issues swallowing. They diagnosed me with lupus finally. And then I ended up with type 2 diabetes, probably as a result of the steroids. So anyway, just all of the things, lots and lots of nasty medications. And it was probably about 2016 when I just kind of got fed up with everything. When I found out about the type 2 diabetes, I did some research and thought, if my sugar's up, why am I eating anything that has sugar in it? So I kind of really went low carb at that point and was able to reverse that. But I still didn't understand what I really needed to eat. So I played around with all the stuff. I mean, I did paleo, I did keto, I tried veganism, which was really awful. I went gluten-free in 2019, and it helped, but it wasn't exactly what I needed. So I actually found carnivore in 2024. I was listening to a podcast, and Amanda Decker, who's a nurse practitioner out of Dixon, Tennessee, who does a lot of work with Dr. Barry, she was talking about how carnivore put her psoriasis in remission. And I was like, well, you know what? I haven't tried it. So I went to Costco, bought some beef sticks, had no idea what I was doing. And I started eating carnivore, and then just began researching and learning as much as I could, listen to all the podcasts, read the books, watched the videos. And here I am, 14 and a half months later. I have been off all of my prescription medication for over a year. And although my autoimmune is not perfect, I mean, I've got years of illness and nasty medications to recover from. But man, I am way better. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell.
Dr. Kelt?
Good morning, all. It is a beautiful day in paradise. Barb, I'm so grateful to you for being here and sharing your story. It is powerful. And are you different physiologically, biologically than other human beings?
I don't think so.
Is it possible that everyone and anyone can heal their diseases on a carnivore lifestyle?
I believe it is.
And is this really a difficult concept and idea to carry out, although it may be difficult and hard for us to understand because our biological sciences have taught us something different than we know now?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's incredibly difficult. I think it's kind of fun because I don't want to eat vegetables and stuff anyway.
Yeah. And so I believe there's no such thing as an autoimmune disease. They're all immunologic reactions to foreign particles made from plants, mostly, and the lack of eating fatty red meat. Now, look at this. Here is fatty, beautiful ribeye steak, black and blue. I cooked for my friends Jeremy and Sartek last night. I cooked this for them. I didn't eat one bite of this. And it is a radical concept and idea because all of us, your young age, my young age today, I'll be 70 soon. But when we have all been taught a story that says, eat your fruits and vegetables and they're so good for you, but in fact, they're good for those that are making money off of our sicknesses and our suffering. And what we're all here to do is, in a different way, Dr. Nelson, Alia, all of us, everyone here on Kilt's Money Tribe or all the platforms, we're learning the truth that a simple diet of this, and to me, the rare to raw and salt on it is the healthiest thing to do. How do people respond to you that aren't in this community, haven't practiced it, or don't know what we know?
They think I'm pretty weird. Yeah, they just can't wrap their head around how can you go to the bathroom if you're not eating fiber? You know, that seems to be something that's a showstopper for most people. They can't get past that, or the whole cholesterol thing. So, I mean, I think there's two camps. And then I think, though, that people are curious. I mean, they can obviously see that it's working for me. And so I've had about 4 or 5 people covertly go carnivore that didn't tell me until they'd been carnivore for a little bit. And a couple of those people were very surprising to me. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm used to being the weird one. I'm used to bringing my own food to things. I've done it for years. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. You know, it's really radical. Now, I can go in a couple minutes because I got to drive to the surgery center with Dr. Lutheringer. We have surgery this morning. And again, 10 days no food for Kilts. Like, I'm not drinking calories. I'm not eating calories. I am having a little bit of a coffee, believe it or not. I've been off for like a long time, but I'm just having a little bit with some sparkling water. I've got my ribeye steak by my side. Haven't had a bite at all. Dr. Nelson, my glucose levels have ranged from 42 to 65 and 66, according to serum levels. And my Stello and my Dexcom G7 have measured it between 55 and 86. And my weight is down nearly about 10 pounds. I went from about 159, 160 down to 150, by the way. My insulin level has been 0.6, 0.8, and 0.4 and 0.2. The normal range, according to this, is 2.6 to 24.9. And what is my energy source and the building blocks for my body, Dr. Nelson?
You're fat.
My fat. Is fat on our bodies the cause of any disease?
Nope.
Zero.
No.
Obesity causes no disease. The fat on your body, in your body, visceral fat, I don't care what fat it is not toxic or harmful for you. And as you can see, I'm not touching this. The mind is the master of everything. this is the most important thing for all of us to learn. As you think, as you speak, your life and day unfolds. So as we practice the words and the thoughts, the vision of your life unfolds. How many people say, I can't do that every day? Like 99.9% of us, right? Or this is too hard, right? And ultimately,
negative self-talk.
Negative self-talk. And partly, I'm reading a book called The Christ-Based Teachings this morning. I read it pretty much every day. And be a positive thinker. Awaken each day with a thought such as this. Thank you, Father, for this day. This is the best day of my life. This is the first day of the rest of my life. I don't know what is ahead for me, but I know it can only be good. I anticipate the hours to come with enthusiasm and expectation of good always. Is that an easy phrase to speak, live every day? Easy. So with that, I'm going to have to check out of Kilt's Mighty Tribe. So I'm going to have to invite everyone over to YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I'm not on Instagram this morning. And I will see everyone tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Barb, thank you for being here. And of course, always to Dr. Nelson and Alia. I am so grateful for their help and guidance and direction in this platform that all of us can learn together. And it's easy or it's hard, but I love hard. And I've done my meditation prayer, 100 push-ups. I'm on my way to the office, and I'm going to sign off this morning.
Bye, Dr. Kiltz.
Thank you, Dr. Kiltz.
Have a great day.
Thank you all. See you guys a little later. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. Love you all.
If anyone has a question for Barb, please put it in the chat
We got some
with
questions already.
with QQQ. And let's go ahead and take some of the questions we have.
Red pilled. Do you recommend salts like Himalayan or Baltic?
Yeah, I love salt. I use Redmond's real salt most of the time, but Malden salt, any of those, I think it's really important to make sure your electrolytes are up and you're staying hydrated.
Awesome. What about Sue? How much beef do you need to eat each day to get adequate vitamin C? I asked a follow-up question like, what does she actually eat? What do you eat? And then that can help answer that question.
Go ahead, Barb.
Okay, what do I eat?
No, I was asking Sue what she eats. So
that's what I was
answer that question.
asking.
Yeah.
How much beef do you need to eat each day to get adequate vitamin C?
I mean, I would think that you would, personally eat until you're satiated and what you feel like. And I think your body will tell you what it needs. I mean, that's my personal non-medical opinion on that. I don't know, Dr. Nelson.
Well, they're asking about the amount of vitamin C, and there is a small amount of vitamin C in meat. Muscle meat particularly has very low amounts, but when you don't eat carbohydrates, when you don't eat plants, you absorb the little amounts adequately. Vitamin C competes with receptors for absorption of carbohydrates, or competes with carbohydrates. So bottom line is, there are long-time carnivores that
she eats 0 carbs. So I guess she eats 0 plants. So I guess she eats only meat. So then she should be fine.
Yeah.
With her vitamin C.
But if you're concerned, then add some organ meats, particularly liver, that has higher amounts of vitamin C.
Right.
If you don't like to eat liver, which is the best way of getting it, then you can use a liver supplement or organ blend supplement.
Exactly. I'm gonna say organ meats. Oh, here you go. Organ meats and liver supplements. Yeah, they'll contain vitamin C if you're worried about that. But you know, when I was growing up and my gums would bleed all the time when I would floss or brush my teeth, my dad would always say it's because you don't have enough vitamin C. So then we would take vitamin C, but it wouldn't really handle the gum bleeding. So I'm curious if that's really a symptom of lack of vitamin C, the gums bleeding, or is it a symptom of too much junk, too many plants? I can't say junk food, remember? I have to say plant foods. Like, I think that's what the symptom of, right? Like too many carbohydrates. So if you don't have the carbohydrates,
And
you're
you
not gonna
can
have the
be
gum bleeding.
you can have gum bleeding from just poor dental hygiene or other problems, gingivitis, all due to inflammation from
Too many plants. Too many
All
plants. All right.
Next.
Anyway, sorry about the rant about gum bleeding, but it's not related totally to vitamin C. It's related to what you're eating. Oh, here we go. So this is one funny one. I read beer the first time. Bear. I read this as bear. So the theory suggests that the desire to brew beer is what I thought it said. Brew beer. Oh, sorry. I got to get the earlier question. You guys answered this one. And GFT, do you still see a rheumatologist? If so, how do they respond to your healing?
So yes, I do still see my rheumatologist. He is pretty baffled. He's definitely a very allopathically trained doctor, but he's a good guy. And I've always been kind of a puzzling patient to him, just with my particular combination of things and the fact that I don't want to be on medicine. And he was interested in what I was eating and just couldn't quite wrap his head around the fact that I wasn't eating any fruits and vegetables and I wasn't eating fiber, but he could clearly see that it was working. So I don't know that he was supportive, but he didn't get upset with me and kind of said, well, if it's working, keep doing it and we'll see what happens. But I kind of think that he at some point thinks that I will be back for medication. So my goal is to completely prove him wrong in that.
Many people are very surprised about others that don't eat any fruits or vegetables. And sometimes you can try to explain it, but they don't get it. They don't understand it. They are worried about the amount of fiber and their, gastrointestinal motility and all that. Last night, someone was talking to me about type 1 diabetics needing carbs.
Oh, gosh.
Well, they need carbs because, the only reason a type 1 diabetic would need carbs is if they're having a hypoglycemic episode. And type 1 diabetics don't get hypoglycemia except when they miscalculate a little bit their insulin and they use too much. Unfortunately, it's a daily struggle. You can ask people who are over 70 years old and type 1 diabetics. It is a struggle to always use the correct dose. And once in a while, you will have a hypoglycemic episode. But we know Amy and others who control their blood sugars very well without necessarily eating any carbs. Next question.
Okay, so this was the question. And so what was funny is that I read the word bear and couldn't understand the question. Can the panel comment on the beer civilization theory that vegan activists love to claim in support of the vegan agenda? And later, there was another comment from Happy Carnivore about the fact that producing beer and grains made us smarter and made us more organized and civilized. I don't think any of that's true.
Next.
That's our comment from the panel. If anyone's drinking beer, they're not calm or civilized. Oh, here it is. The theory suggests that the desire to brew beer may have incentivized humans to cultivate grains, leading to settled agricultural life and eventually more complex societies. I think grain. Oh my gosh, no, sorry. Okay.
Define complex.
Okay. Hi, Alia. How are you? I cannot fasting so far. Do you do fasting? I do OMAD once in a while. I can do 16/8. I've done 27 hours. I'm not the right person to ask about fasting. I think that's Dr. Nelson.
Well, first of all, nobody needs to necessarily do any prolonged fasting. I think time restricting eating is important. If you have a meal a day or 2 meals a day, that's probably enough. However you do it, 16/8, 24, or 23/1, that's fine. If you want to throw in a weekly 1-day fast, that probably is helpful, I think. And once in a while, do a 3-day fast. Do you need to do any prolonged fasting beyond maybe the 3 days? A lot of people don't do it. Many don't want to do it, and it's okay. You don't have to do it. So start, and if you ever decide to do prolonged fasting, work yourself up to it. Don't try to do a 40-day fast without ever doing a 24-hour fast, right?
Exactly. Okay, next question. I have no Barb. He put it in the chat for you. Thank you, CB.
Thank
he has
you.
your link in. I told him to put it in the chat. Okay, so this isn't. It's not a question, but it's a comment, and I wanted to talk about it for a second. If you're looking for eye improvement, I would consume liver for a high dose of vitamin A. I think that's very interesting because I had improvement in my eyesight. I know I still wear glasses, but it was very bad, and so the fact that it improved was amazing to me. But I don't eat liver. I consume a ridiculous amount of eggs, I think. I eat a lot of eggs, and I'm curious if that has the yolk has vitamin A or something in it. What do you think, Dr. Nelson or Barb, about yolks, egg yolks, and eye improvement and vitamin A, or maybe something else?
What do you think, Barb?
Okay, I also consume an amazing amount of eggs per day. So yes, I mean, I think that the yolks definitely have something. How much vitamin A in there? I'm not sure.
It does.
So, do you think that could result in improved eyesight? Or could it be stop damaging your body so it can start repairing itself?
Well, it is a great source of vitamin A, number one.
Yeah.
The vitamin A from plants is not this vitamin A that our body uses. It needs to be converted. We don't convert it very well. By the way, all the studies that have been done in high dose beta carotene in the past have to be stopped because those studies did not show any benefit, but it showed negative effects of more cancer and with the supplementation of beta carotene. So eat your liver, have your supplements if you don't like to eat liver. I've been having our organ blend now for about 2 weeks.
That's good. I was doing it last week, and I got to get back onto it. I noticed, and I'm going to be full disclosure here, I was breaking out. I never break out, and I started getting all of this around here was breaking out. Every day I would take one, I would have more acne, which is very weird. Why would that be, Dr. Nelson? Why do you think?
Well, try it again
dairy.
and see if you think it's from that. And
I'm gonna,
You know.
yeah, I'm gonna try again because I never ever have acne my whole life. See, look, here we go. But I was curious if it's from that. I was curious because if your liver's supposed to detox and you're consuming liver, is it detoxing, like doing its job in your stomach and then detoxing through your face or your skin? Is that a weird theory?
Liver is supposed to be what you said?
Isn't it supposed to detox your body? Like it's supposed to, like, your things go through the liver to detoxify. Like if you take medications or drugs or alcohol, your liver is meant to detox it. And I was curious.
Well, almost everything is metabolized in the liver. That's
Okay.
basically the liver's function, among other things.
Okay. Anyway, so this is a weird idea that I had.
So it will
Maybe.
be interesting to know if it comes back once you start it again.
Oh, okay. This is what Maureen says. Acne around the mouth is supposed to be a sign of hormonal imbalance. All right, I'm going to try again because it happened to be coincident with my menstrual cycle starting. So let me try again, but I usually never break out. So I will try again and let you guys know how I do with the liver supplements. Here we go. Anyone else have any questions other than my random questions? Let's see here. This is not a question, but Norse Carnivore says, "Hey Juliet, thank you. Yeah, I think eggs might have been causing issues even I wasn't aware of. What? So I eat a lot of eggs. Barb eats a lot of eggs. Why could eggs cause issues with people?"
Well, some people have histamine reactions to the white of the egg mostly. So if you're having reaction to eggs, number one, try to eat just the yolk, see if it continues. And if you're having a reaction, don't eat eggs. By the way, it seems that not everybody reacts the same way to all the eggs. You might want to try using duck eggs, turkey eggs, and see if you still have the same reaction, and try the yolk. Most of the histamine reactions and sensitivities is because of the whites.
Okay. So curious if anyone has any other questions. We've gone through all the questions amazingly enough.
Read Susie's comment.
My vision began improving when I was keto and still having some low carb vegetables, but only improved sustainably since I went carnivore.
So, Barbara, I have a question. And by the way, I should mention my vision has improved a little bit. I still need reading glasses. So it's not perfect, but it is better than what it was before. Barb, you mentioned that your autoimmune problems are not gone completely, right?
Right.
But how does it compare to before you had gone carnivore?
Oh, they are way, way better. The last time I tried to go off medicine, my foot swelled up and just looked freakishly large. Yeah, I was unable to move. I mean, it was something that I had to have medical intervention for. So now I do have joint swelling, and there are times when, especially my feet will swell or my hands. Unfortunately, I had to have a tetanus shot last summer, and my body reacted very poorly to that, and it's still dealing with some of those ramifications. So some days are better than others, but it is manageable. It's something that I can deal with and push through. And also, I mean, I realize I've got a lot of years to make up for the illness and the medication. And you know what? It's possible it will never be perfect, but I'm healing, and I'm super excited to say, okay, this is where I am now. What's it going to look like in a year, in 4 years, in 5 years? You know, I mean, this is my lifestyle. So I think that I am on a continued path to healing. And, you know, I'm just looking forward to see what happens.
What would you say to someone who's starting carnivore and maybe doesn't have a good understanding of many of the things that you learn along the way when you're searching for information on carnivore. But someone that says, well, I've been 7 days and I haven't lost weight, or my issues, my skin issues are not getting better, and my, all this list of things is not better. What will you tell them?
I would say give it a minimum of 30 days, ideally more like 60 or 90. Again, you can't undo a lifetime of poor eating or lifestyle. I mean, all of that isn't just going to magically go away. And I think as a society, I mean, we are taught that everything is instant. We want the microwave result. We should see something within 2 days, 3 days, and it just doesn't work like that. But it's hard to be patient, and it's hard to go through the hard things. I really think that there's value in just sticking it out and learning and looking at it as a learning experience. Don't look at it as, oh my gosh, I'm never, ever going to be able to eat anything else for the rest of my life. I think looking at it that way and having a very myopic view is not going to help you. You have to focus on, what Dr. Kiltz talks about. And I have up on my refrigerator, I have a marker board, and it says, I am healthy and well. Because if you get up every day and you don't feel well and you go, I feel terrible and this isn't working, it's not going to work. Mindset and your nervous system has so much to do with it. So people need to, stay the course, give it some time, be patient with your body. It's smart. We're designed in a very, very intelligent way, and your body is going to do the best it can to try to get you better.
So after 30, 60, or 90 days, you can always look back and say, well, where was I and where I am now are very different. I'm better. And if it's not better for you, maybe it's not for you, although I think it's for everybody. But always comparing to what you were, not if you haven't reached the ultimate perfect goal, right?
Right.
Because the journey is as important as the goal, or for many people, more important. Questions, Alia?
Yeah, we'll do the questions. I just want to say, I think all of us here are very old to carnivore. We're not new, but if in case anyone new watches, I always would say on my channel that when you start carnivore, and I wish I did this myself, day one, write down the differences. And then you're going to go back and see oh my gosh, all of these things have changed. Maybe I haven't lost the 700 pounds I thought I needed to look like a supermodel, but man, my life is so much better. And I think that's very important that we forget how we feel and how we felt and how we were. So I always like that Dr. Nelson continuously reminds us of that. How do we feel before? But if you journal or take notes, it's going to be mind blowing. Susie Sky says, the things like constantly improving in vision help me realize great healing is going on inside my body. Even if I'm not feeling well, go the distance. Yeah, exactly. Elke asks, what are the signs of histamine reaction?
Well, you usually, most of the time, you're going to have rashes and itching, and you could have gastrointestinal symptoms. I always like to refer people to Lynn DeVoke's video, because she did, I think it's like a 45-minute video, and in a minute I can find it and post the link. Lynn DeVoke is a nurse, or retired nurse, and she did an excellent presentation on histamine reactions and mast cell activation syndrome, and it's so excellent, so good, that I just refer people to that video all the time. I'll post it in a second, okay?
Awesome. Next question is, Is beef liver high in B6? I'll let you guys answer that one.
Barb?
I do not know the answer to that. I'm going to defer to you.
Oh,
all
this.
B vitamins are in better concentration in meat than in plants.
Okay. Yeah, because she says the reason I asked about B6 in liver is because my B6 is double normal reading. And I think that's a typo, unless it means something I don't know. Has caused full body paresthesia. I don't know. What's paresthesia? Paresthesia?
Paresthesia?
Yeah, there you go. She's saying, and what's IYMT mean? IYMT has
I don't know if
caused
she
full body
meant
paresthesia.
LMNT.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the abbreviation is. I'm not great with abbreviations.
Me neither. We're too old. Sandra, can you let us know what IYMT means, and then we'll get back to you. Okay. All right. GFT. What arthritis or skin issues are still lingering for you, Barb?
And I should say, vitamin B6, all the B vitamins are water soluble, so you don't develop really problems of accumulation or excess with vitamin Bs. If it's on the high level, don't take any extra vitamin, multivitamins or anything like that. Most of the time, it's not really a problem.
Okay. Okay, good. So maybe that answered her question, actually, that's not related to what she's experiencing. And so, Barb, what arthritis or skin issues are still lingering for you?
So I still have some swelling in my hands and my feet, on and off, depending on the day. As far as skin issues, my psoriasis is pretty much in remission. I do have some inverse psoriasis, and that will flare if I eat something that I'm not supposed to. And when I say that, I'm pretty strict. But for instance, this weekend, I had a family member in the hospital, and we were there for 18 hours, and I had to eat in the cafeteria. So I got a burger, but I'm pretty sure it was not grilled in butter. I think there were some seed oils or something there, because I immediately rashed up. So I can tell when I get a hold of something that I shouldn't. But again, the arthritis and the skin issues are manageable. They're nowhere where they were before.
Great. Next is high copper a concern with liver from Happy Carnivore? Dr. Nelson.
To me, it's not a concern. I mean, you don't. By the way, you don't have to eat liver. You don't have to eat any organ meat. So we know of multiple carnivores who only eat, muscle meat, the steaks, not the liver. If you have an issue with copper accumulation, most of those are usually genetic. So you do know if you have a problem, and don't eat liver if you do have a problem with copper. We do need small amounts of copper in excess, but I don't know of anyone that really eats copper in excess. Most of the time, there are genetic predispositions.
There we go. Okay. From Facebook, Lena Furman, how many hours should I fast before I do laps? Before laps?
Probably the sweet spot, it's 12 to 16 hours. You don't need to be fasting for most tests that are done, but there are particular tests like your glucose. Your fasting glucose is best after 8 hours of fasting. Your lipid testing, particularly because of the triglycerides, is best 12 to 16 hours fasting. And you can have a little bit of water if you have to, but try not to have anything else. Truly be fasting 12 to 16 hours. And that seems to be the adequate amount. I posted the video on histamine reactions and MCAS and all these histamine problems in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you. Daniel S. recently developed hemorrhoids after being carnivore for a year and losing a lot of weight. Have been trying preparation H with no relief? Anything else before going to the doctor, Dr. Nelson?
Okay. You need to have that evaluation. Losing lots of weight when you're not trying to lose a lot of weight. Now, I don't know how much weight you lost, how much weight you had to lose. If you were losing weight not intentionally, it's always a concern. You want to have it checked. Hemorrhoids, you can develop hemorrhoids even on carnivore. That doesn't mean you will never develop any problems. Most of the time, those have to do with constipation because you're straining, and that may cause problems. So yes, I would go and see the doctor.
Okay. Where pigs fly farm? I have colitis. Heard from others that Betaine HC can help increase stomach acid. Any suggestions on best brands and usage? Thanks.
So colitis means inflammation of the colon. It has nothing to do with your stomach acid. That's the short answer.
I'm gonna jump in here. Dr. Nelson. My daughter had pooping issues for years. All this intestinal problems from a little baby until she was 3 years old. I got a 3-year-old to take stomach acid. She has no more pooping issues ever. So I'm willing to. I watched a video from Dr. Berg. This is digestion starts in the stomach, and if it's off in the stomach, it goes downstream as a problem. So she might want to try it. I'm just saying. But I hear you. Stomach acid has nothing to do with the intestine, but I'm willing to fight that one from personal experience. Sorry. I never fight Dr. Nelson, but I want to fight that one because I was bringing my daughter with all these intestinal issues to the emergency room multiple times. It was not good. It was terrible. I'm not going to swear. It was so bad. And I'm so sad we had to put her through that. But it was easier to teach her to take a pill, like a stomach acid supplement, and swallow it at 3 years old than to deal with that. So there you go.
I take, by the way, I sometimes I've taken, for a long time, I was using digestive enzymes. It was a pill that had lipase, amylase, betaine, all these things. And sometimes they're useful if you're having problems with, particularly with digestion.
But we didn't answer her question, which are good ones. If you email me, I can tell you the one that we used. If you want to email me, alia@drkiltz.com. I don't know what it is, but I can send you the Amazon link. And I would try it. I would try it. I would see what happens.
Did my link go through on?
I don't know. Are you a you're not a moderator. You can't put links. Can you put it here? You can put it here in the chat and and it'll go through. Here's the next question. High fat Venice. Talking with my 84-year-old woman who takes meds to open the arteries. Is it true that meds can open the arteries for better flow? She doesn't hear me yet that meat is better path.
So there are multiple medications that can increase circulation. They don't work always by opening the arteries. They work by making the blood more slippery. So usually some type of blood thinner, some work on the platelets, some work on the red blood cells. Some others work on the coagulation system. And if you're at a point where you are needing to use medications, I can say don't take medications, but certainly the diet will be beneficial. Usually this is a result of atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is a very difficult to reverse process. It takes years to get to where your circulation is compromised. So it's not going to happen overnight, but I don't know that it's, so I don't like to suggest, oh, stop your medications, because you need to talk to your doctor about that. Is it a better path? Well, it's not either or situation. You don't have to choose. You can change your diet and follow your doctor's advice on the circulation problems.
Okay, Christopher, could eating the extra nutritional liver supplements cause oxalate dumping cleansing from leftovers from eating a high oxalate diet? What do you think, Barb?
That's a very broad
Johnson?
question. If it does for you, then don't have the organs or the supplements. It's all a very interesting. I'm still. Yesterday, I went walking and continued to listen to Sally Norton's book. I'm almost finished with that, but I don't think going carnivore really is a big problem. Some people can have oxalate dumping, and her recommendation, she's the expert in this, is to go back to having some low oxalate foods or teas, and
Like black tea.
So
okay, Michael Smith asked, does it take longer than 6 months to get A1C below 6? I'm 64 and still taking small amounts of insulin.
So Michael, again, not knowing a lot of things that come to mind to ask right now. If you're type 1 diabetic, you always need to take insulin. If you're type 2 diabetic and your insulin levels are low and you're using insulin, probably is because you're not producing enough. I don't produce enough insulin, by the way. And over the past 2 years, I've been on and off of insulin. I just was 6 months without using 1 unit of insulin. And July 1st, I started using very small amounts of insulin again, because I need to keep an eye on my glucose control. So last night I had 5 units of a long-acting insulin after spending 6 months. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been using. So if you need to use insulin, that's fine. Your A1C may take 30 days, may take 90 days. In some people, depending on how sick they were or how not sick they were, it may go down to normal, but it may take you 6 months or longer, depending on how sick you were. The important thing, if it's going the right way, and I know some people don't want to take medication. I understand them. When I see a patient doesn't want to take a medicine, it is their prerogative to take medicines or not. But they are not the enemy, and sometimes we do need some help along the way. So with diabetes, the best thing is to get that glucose under control without too many side effects, because high A1C levels correlate with increasing all-cause mortality. And we're talking the increase starts at 5.7 A1C. So all cause mortality, cardiovascular events, cancer, all of them skyrocket starting at 5.7. So yes, the goal to be normal is great. The important thing is if it's taking you 4 months and not 3, or 6 months and not 5, is it getting better? Are you on your way? And not everybody's the same. This is where you might need an individual consult with your doctor who is familiar. It's a keto friendly doctor, hopefully. And this is where community helps.
Okay, great. Next, this one's for Barb. Marcy, Barb, have family members joined the carnivore lifestyle after seeing your improvements?
So my son has dabbled in it a little bit, but my cousin's husband did go carnivore and is having fantastic success. And then I've got a couple of close friends. Of course, I really would like some other people to go carnivore. My husband is not carnivore. However, he is low carb and has really been ratcheting it down. He doesn't have a lot of health issues, but my point to him is, hey, I don't want you to get to the place where you have a condition you need to reverse. And so he definitely sees the benefit for me and has been super supportive. So I keep teasing him, maybe if you just try it for 30 or 60 days and see what amazing things happen that you don't know or expect. I have a client actually who is using keto for mental benefits. And 5 days in, her tinnitus went away. She'd had ringing in her ears for years.
Amazing.
And it wasn't something like that's a placebo effect because she didn't expect it. It wasn't like, oh, well, hey, I'm going to do this and my ear ringing will go away. So, there are things like that are pretty amazing. So I'm hopeful that more people will decide to do it. But again, it's people have to be in the right place and in the right stage of change to be able to do it. And so I think just continuing to live it out, I'm hoping that other people will be interested and decide to give it a try.
Awesome. I want to answer this for Paul Fuller. Are the liver capsules made from vegetable sources? And the answer is no. Other ingredients, bovine gelatin capsule. There you go. The capsules are made from bovine gelatin. And it's 100% grass-fed. The liver itself is 100% grass-fed New Zealand bovine liver. There you go. No plants are poisonous. No plants.
By the way, bovine liver means
cow.
It could be beef, but there are other species that are bovine. I don't know. It's all good. It's all good.
There we go. Chris Omard, can eating real butter help block histamine symptoms?
It may, unless you're having histamine issues with the proteins in butter. Butter has a small amount of milk proteins. And if you still wanted to use butter, then make clarified butter. I don't like to buy commercially made because I've never bought one that smells right to me. I make it myself. Clarified butter, look into it. Ghee.
Okay, so this is again Sandra. She says high B6 due to supplementation, which I quit 2 months ago.
There you go.
It's the tingling. Okay, no numbness. So that I think we don't need to worry about the vitamins that are in our food that we're naturally supposed to eat. I think we shouldn't worry about that. We should worry about because we don't even know what else is in these supplements that they put in them. All right, Chris. Barb, what skincare do you use during washing, bathing?
So I use tallow. I have a tallow soap, and then I have tallow cream that I put on my face. So that's pretty much all I use anymore, and it's great.
if you won't eat it, don't put it on your skin.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You're not gonna eat soap. Even though maybe
Oh
your
yeah,
mom wanted to put it in your mouth when you were a child.
I think this is for you, but I don't know which doctor they were asking about.
A doctor that does hair analysis, but her question is actually right here. And I was answering her in the chat. His name is Dr. Michael Biamonte. You can Google him. He's in New York. He does hair analysis. He's carnivore friendly, but he's not carnivore. Dr. Nelson, what is your opinion on hair analysis for heavy metals? And is this important to know? I was pumped full of platinum during chemotherapy, so just curious.
Special situation like this, yes, I would have that checked definitely.
Yeah.
If heavy metals is suspected as a cause of any problems, this would be one of the ways to check it out.
I think he practices actually in Florida and in I could be wrong about the Florida, but I think he practices actually in Florida and in New York, and his name is Dr. Michael Biamonte. Just Google him and you should find him. He's been on Dr. Kiltz's channel also. Brisket Boomers. Ben Bickman has a new video about glucagon being part of the problem in diabetes, not just the lack of insulin. Dr. Nelson, what is glucagon?
Glucagon is, and you are absolutely correct, Amy. Glucagon is a hormone that, a lot of people talk about gluconeogenesis and they don't understand what they're talking about sometimes. I'm sorry to say. But glucagon is what primes that increase in glucose production, and insulin basically it's counters. So they regulate each other, and unopposed action of glucagon may be a problem in diabetes. You're absolutely correct, Amy.
Great. All right. We've only got a few questions. Oh, wow. We're already at an hour. Should we do the last three really quick and I won't look for any more? Do we have time? Barb, do you have time?
Go ahead.
Okay, good. Good morning, Tasso. Tasso, can you remember carnivore cardiologist in New York City? I don't know, but Philip Avadia does telehealth. I believe he does telehealth.
And he does multiple states, so you can don't remember. ifixhards.com might be one of the websites. He's got a couple of websites and channels. So
ifixhearts.com or something. Check that out also. Booby Goats. Barb, do you do push-ups? Looking good. Yeah, look at those guns.
Yes, I do push-ups. Yeah, I'm kind of like Dr. Kiltz. I do a certain number every day, just kind of do at least 50 every day, and squats and lunges and all that stuff. So thank you.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you're always on that treadmill during the Zoom calls. Jerry, carnivore in the middle of a forest. Bill Cook. Oh, that's they're talking amongst themselves. Good. We handled the questions. There we go. We handled all the questions. Oh, we gotta do the giveaway. Everyone, hashtag
yes.
KMT.
Hashtag KMT.
Hey, and while you're doing that, I think I saw Scott Everson maybe in the comments, and I just want to put a plug in for Meat Stock 2026. Tickets are going fast, and all the meetups. Just go. If you're in the carnivore community, go to an event. It's so amazing. And Meat Stock is like next level. So I just want to put a plug in for that. Very, very, very fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to put a plug in also. I'm going to do two plugs. So we're going to do Syracuse next June. It's just, sorry, it happened to work that way. It's going to be a good time of year in Syracuse in June. And it's just, that's how it works with everybody else's schedules. It'll probably be mid or end June next year. I am planning a huge thing that we've never done in the carnivore community before. We're going to have a family day, and it's going to either be in Sarasota, Tampa, or Orlando at the end of next March. And this is going to be like the first time that we've done an event like this, where we're going to have like bouncy houses, like ponies. music. It's going to be a huge thing, and it's going to be very cost effective. It's going to be very affordable. I imagine like 500, 600, 700 people there. Like, but it's a place where all these people that you love and want to talk about carnivore, we're not going to call it carnivore. We're going to call it something else. You can bring them into our carnivore community because we're going to have only meats. Maybe we'll have, like, imagine farmers markets. So maybe we'll have some keto stuff there, but this is where we're not going to have beer. It's just going to be wholly carnivore. Does that make sense? With maybe some pickles. If I find a farmer that wants to come. Do you get what I'm saying? Where you can come and hang out, and now you can introduce your friends and family to carnivore. That's my idea, where we have fun. What do you think? What are you going to say, Dr. Nelson?
No, I was going to say, do not forget 3:00, Melissa B from Australia. This weekend, we're going to be in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
The following weekend, we're going to be in the world famous Montello Theater in Wisconsin. At the end of July, first week of August, we're going to be in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
Then we're going to be in San Diego.
And then you're going to be in Ohio, and Dr. Kiltz is going to be in Wyoming.
So
on August 23rd.
where can they find that information, Alia?
You know what? On my thing, it says kiltzmeetups.com. Everything is there. Go to kiltzmeetups.com for all of your dreams of events. Carnivore
If
meetings.
anyone's here wanting to go to San Diego, Low Carb USA, it is not a carnivore meetup.
No.
It is more scientific, but a lot of people who are not providers in the healthcare industry go there. Definitely. Metabolic dysfunction, and Dr. Kiltz is speaking, and you can have 20% off with Dr. Kiltz code, which needs to be in the website, Alia. Just
okay. Okay, good. I will get that up there. Let me get that up there.
All right. So, do you have anything else?
We got this. Let's go. Who's winning today? So it's a t-shirt because it's summer. Nava. Congratulations. I need you to email me with your name, address, and phone number and shirt size, and we will get the two. I'm putting my email again into the chat, alia@drkiltz.com. That's the only way I can get it to you, so you got to email me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Barbara, for being
Thanks,
here.
Barb.
Thank you.
Yay.
And everybody have a great day. I'll see you at 3 p.m.
Yep. We'll see you at 3 p.m. Hasta luego.